Okay, so let's get right into it. Think about your job. You're a pro at what you do, right? Whether it's software, sales, science, whatever. Well, guess what? All that knowledge you have, that's the secret ingredient for a pretty awesome paid writing side hustle. And that's exactly what we're going to break down here. How you can take the skills you already have and turn them into real income for 2025.
This quote from Statista, it absolutely nails a massive shift that's happening right now. See, businesses get it. Content is king. But here's the problem. They're totally drowning in a sea of generic, boring articles. They need something more. And that's where this huge opportunity opens up for people just like you.
And this is it. This is the key. The real opportunity isn't just about stringing words together. It's about something called thought leadership. And believe me, this is where companies are throwing their money. They're not looking for just any writer. Nope. They want real experts, people with authentic, boots-on-the-ground knowledge who can build that crucial trust with their customers.
All right, first up, the 2025 writing opportunity. Let's really dig into what this looks like and why this is the moment to jump in. You know, if you follow the money and look at global marketing budgets, the numbers don't lie. Right up there at the top, next to video, is, you guessed it, written thought leadership. We're not talking about some small niche trend here. This is a massive, top-tier priority for companies all over the globe.
So why the huge investment? What's the big deal?
Well, it all boils down to two things: trust and authority. When a business puts out truly expert content, it makes them stand out from the crowd. They become the go-to source, the name people trust. And of course, that trust drives sales. But here's the most important part for you. They can't fake it. They need your real, authentic expertise to pull this off.
Okay, so we know the why. Now for the how. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to walk through count them, 7 specific ways you can take this demand and turn it into actual cash.
All right, to make this super clear, let's use an example. Let's picture a software developer. She's awesome at her 9 to 5, really knows her stuff inside and out, but she's thinking, hey, how can I make some extra money with these skills? So how does she turn all that coding knowledge into a writing gig? Okay, here's part 1. First off, she could go super technical, right? Writing documentation that other developers actually want to read. Or she could target those B2B tech companies breaking down really complex software. Another route, education. She could create content for an online course or even land freelance contracts with big-name industry magazines. And there's more. She could decide to build her own brand, starting a paid Substack or maybe a LinkedIn newsletter. And those can be amazing for passive income down the line, with sponsorships and affiliate deals. Or she could work behind the scenes, ghostwriting for some busy tech exec who needs to sound smart but doesn't have the time. Okay, I can almost hear what you're thinking right now. This all sounds cool, but I'm a developer, not a writer, right? So let's just tackle that biggest, most common objection head on. Seriously, this is the big one, isn't it? What if you don't have professional writing experience? You've got the industry smarts, for sure, but maybe you've never been paid to write anything. Is it a deal breaker? The answer is a huge, definitive no. And this quote right here, this is so important. Listen, in this new world of thought leadership writing, your real-world expertise is worth way more than a journalism degree. Companies are hiring you for what you know, first and foremost. So if you don't need that fancy degree, what do you need? Well, it turns out it's actually pretty simple. It boils down to a 3-part recipe, a little formula to get you from I have an idea to landing your very first client. So these are your 3 essential ingredients. This is the game plan. Let's break them down one by one. And here they are. It's the simple: portfolio, niche, and pitch. That's it. That is the whole shebang, your entire game plan for getting started. So let's dive into each one. First up, the portfolio. Look, this is totally non-negotiable, especially when you're brand new. A potential client isn't just going to take your word for it that you can write. You've got to show them. You need to have some kind of proof that you can actually do the job. But wait, right? How do you get a portfolio without clients? It's the classic chicken and egg problem. But you've got options. You could start a super simple blog and just write. Create your own samples. Or you could offer your services at a big discount just to get that first piece. You could even invent a fake client and write a project for them. The goal here isn't to be perfect, it's just to have something to show people.
Ingredient number 2, your niche. Now listen closely, because this is maybe the most important advice you'll get. Do not be a generalist. Your niche is simply the industry you already know. If you're a developer, it's tech. If you're in finance, it's finance. Sticking to what you know makes the writing 1,000 times easier, and it gives you instant credibility with clients.
And finally, number 3, the pitch. You've got your portfolio, you've got your niche. Now it's time to actually go find some clients. You can hit up platforms like Upwork to find gigs right away. Or you could search for companies on LinkedIn that fit your niche. Heck, you can even ask something like ChatGPT to spit out a list of 50 potential companies for you to contact.
Now, when you do send that pitch, remember this one golden rule. It's not about you, it's about them. So don't just send a link to your portfolio and say, hire me. Propose specific ideas for them. Come up with a few sample article titles that would solve their problems. And if you have any numbers to back yourself up, like how many people read your blog post, use them. Numbers are an instant credibility booster.
All right, let's bring it all home. Let's talk about launching your writing career.
Look, the path forward is actually way clearer than you might think. You do not have to do all 7 things at once. Just pick one. Figure out your specialty, choose one of those 7 methods, and then just commit to taking that one first step. Seriously, that's it. Maybe it's writing a single blog post for your portfolio. Maybe it's just setting up an Upwork profile. Just one thing.
And that brings us to the final question, which is really more of a challenge for you. So forget about the big grand plan for a second. After everything we've just talked about, what is the one step, the single tiny thing that you're going to do today to start turning what you know into a paycheck?